The Nothing Phone 2, which boasts upgrades to the Glyph interface, a significant boost in power, and superior camera capabilities, was just unveiled by Nothing. But how does it stack up against the iPhone 14? Although the Nothing Phone 2 costs roughly £300 less than the iPhone 14, the two devices have a number of other features in common, including dual camera configuration, flagship level performance, and all-day battery life. Therefore, the question is, which smartphone should you choose? To help you decide which is ideal for your needs, we've highlighted 5 of the main distinctions between the Nothing Phone 2 and iPhone 14. The Nothing Phone 2 has a trick up its sleeve in the form of the Glyph interface. The iPhone 14 has the same distinctive appearance that all iPhones have rocked since the iPhone 12. While there is nothing wrong with the appearance, it is clean, colorful, and feels premium. Thanks to the use of glass over plastic, the Nothing Phone 2 has a trick of its own. The business upgraded the functionality in the Nothing Phone 2 after the feature made its initial debut on the Nothing Phone 1. Nothing has changed with regard to the Glyphs forms, which are just LED light strips on a transparent back. Finer control is the result, allowing for new capabilities like using the Glyphs to display a timer and being able to change brightness more easily than their predecessor. Aside from its gimmick features, the Glyph interface on the Nothing Phone 2 can be used in a variety of ways, such as synchronizing with calls and notifications to provide you with an additional visual alert and acting as a softer fill light than a regular flash when taking pictures in low light. It's a feature that is still only available on Nothing phones, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. So there's basically only one choice if you like the Glyph user interface. The software that each device runs is one of the main distinctions between the Nothing Phone 2 and the iPhone 14. The Nothing Phone 2 comes with Android 13 and Nothing's bespoke UI, Nothing OS 2.0, whereas the iPhone 14 uses Apple's iOS 16 operating system. A major selling point of the iPhone is Apple's iOS operating system, and it's easy to understand why. The appearance is user-friendly. There are a ton of apps and games available on the App Store, and iOS devices typically work nicely with other Apple goods like AirPods, iPads, and Macs. Consider features like Face ID and iMessage as well, all of which are unique to Apple's platform. But it doesn't mean it's superior to the UI of Nothing OS 2.0, they're just completely different. With visuals, text, and several widgets for the home screen that are styled in the dot matrix style, Nothing has adopted a highly stylized aesthetic for the Android experience. All apps, regardless of whether they support it or not, feature the same black and white theme because it is the only manufacturer to give compatibility for all apps with its unique iconography. In addition to the aforementioned software eccentricities, the Glyph interface also takes advantage of less common functionality, including call and notification alerts, timers that show progress on the Glyph interface, and the ability to monitor how much charge your phone has when plugged in. You'll probably already be aware of your preferred operating system at this time, so if you're an iOS fan, you should aim for the iPhone 14, while Android users should choose the Nothing Phone 2. Although there is a difference in megapixel count, the iPhone 14 and Nothing Phone 2 both have the identical mix of a main and ultra-wide sensor on their rears. With a 50 megapixels main sensor and a 50 megapixels ultra-wide sensor, the Nothing Phone 2 outperforms the iPhone 14's dual 12 megapixels offers in terms of the quantity of pixels available. Although there is more to camera performance than megapixels, the Nothing Phone 2 does have the advantage of using pixel binning technology, which essentially compresses multiple pixels into one to improve both detail and light. However, we'll have to wait until our full review to see how the Nothing Phone 2 performs. The camera performance of the iPhone 14 was great, offering a noticeable improvement in low-light photography, skin tone rendering, and improved image processing compared to the iPhone 13. Therefore, the Nothing Phone 2 will undoubtedly have its work cut out for it, even though it may not be as well equipped as the iPhone 14 Pro. Although not by as much as you might anticipate given the top price of the iPhone 14 and its A15 Bionic CPU. Performance is another area where the Nothing Phone 2 and iPhone 14 diverge. That's largely due to the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, a significant upgrade over the Snapdragon 778 Plus 5G of the Nothing Phone 1, which enables the Nothing Phone 2 to more effectively compete with flagship phones, especially those that debut in 2022 like the iPhone 14. While we haven't benchmarked the Nothing Phone 2, we have evaluated a number of smartphones running Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, including the OnePlus 10T, Motorola Razr 40 Ultra, and Poco F5 Pro, so we have a fair understanding of the amount of power the chipset is capable of. If Nothing's results are consistent with those we've seen, we anticipate outstanding performance and top-tier benchmark results, but it probably won't surpass Apple's A15 Bionic processor, even with its increased 8 and 12 gigs of RAM, in comparison to the iPhone 14's 6 gigs RAM. However, given that both phones have flagship-level power, it's unlikely that you'll notice a difference in performance on a daily basis. The cost might influence your selection if you're still debating between the iPhone 14 and the Nothing Phone 2 as the best option for your needs. With a starting price of £849 and 128 gigs of storage, the iPhone 14 is a premium flagship smartphone that, while less expensive than the highest-end iPhone 14 Pro Max, is still fairly expensive. Additionally, you can purchase 256 gigs for £949 and 512 gigs for a staggering £1,179. With a starting price of £579 for the 8 and 128 gigs combination and prices rising to £629 for the 12 and 256 gigs model and £699 for the top-end 12 and 512 gigs model, the Nothing Phone 2 is significantly less expensive. Although it is still a little more expensive than the £399 Nothing Phone 1, the improvements, especially in the performance area, make it easier to accept. What do you think about this comparison? Write your opinion in the comments. Have a nice day and God bless you.